Have you ever had a strong feeling that something was wrong in a relationship, but you told yourself it was probably fine? Have you ever excused how someone treated you because you loved them? The truth is, a lot of the emotional pain we carry doesn't just come from what others have done to us. It comes from what we've allowed to continue quietly over time. And not because we're weak, but because somewhere along the line, we learn to call unhealthy behavior love. This video isn't about blaming anyone. It's about seeing things more clearly. Carl Jung wasn't interested in comforting people with soft words. He wanted to wake us up, to help us become conscious of what we allow in our lives. He once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." That means if you don't notice the patterns you're tolerating, you'll keep experiencing the same problems over and over. In this video, we'll go through 10 behaviors Jung would say you should never accept, because doing so damages your emotional and spiritual well-being. Guilt tripping in the name of love. If someone always makes you feel bad for expressing your needs, that's not love. That's emotional control. Jung believed that ignoring your true self can make you mentally and emotionally sick, and when you give up your needs to keep someone else happy, you slowly lose yourself. People who guilt trip you might pretend they care, but what they're really doing is making you believe that your needs are selfish. Over time, this wears you down and makes you afraid to speak up. 2. Cruel honesty. Some people say hurtful things and cover it up by claiming they're just being honest. But honesty without kindness is just another way to hurt someone. Jung said we all need affirmation, not constant criticism. When someone keeps cutting you down under the excuse of telling the truth, they're not helping you grow. They're trying to stay in control, and when it happens often, you stop believing in yourself without even realizing it. 3. Controlling behavior disguised as care. If someone keeps trying to control your life because they care, be careful. Real love doesn't trap you. It gives you room to grow. Jung called this kind of behavior the shadow, a dark part of someone's personality trying to take control. They might say they're protecting you, but they're really trying to keep you small. The more you accept this kind of control, the more you lose touch with your independence. 4. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone makes you doubt your own memory, feelings, or perception. It's one of the most damaging behaviors because it makes you question your own mind. Jung believed that the things we ignore about ourselves and others will end up running our lives. If someone constantly twists the truth or denies your experience, you stop trusting yourself and start depending on them to tell you what's real. That's not love. That's confusion. 5. Making fun of your passion. If you share a dream or a goal with someone and they make fun of it, that's not support. That's disrespect. Jung believed in living as your true, authentic self. But when someone constantly puts down your passions, they're trying to silence your spirit. Over time, you may stop sharing your ideas or chasing your dreams just to avoid being mocked. That's not a healthy relationship. It's emotional suffocation. 6. No empathy. Empathy means being able to feel what someone else is going through. Without it, relationships become cold and one-sided. Jung knew that real connection can't exist without empathy. If someone always ignores your pain or makes you feel like your emotions are a problem, you start to shut down. You learn to hide how you feel just to keep the peace. That's not love, it's emotional isolation. 7. Constant betrayal, followed by empty apologies. If someone keeps hurting you in the same way and always says, "I'm sorry," but nothing ever changes, pay attention. Jung taught that repeated behavior is never an accident. When someone truly cares, they take steps to do better. But if they just say sorry to smooth things over, they're not respecting you, they're managing you. This pattern teaches you to expect pain as part of love, and that's a dangerous lie. Real love includes responsibility, not just regret. 8. One-sided effort. Some people claim they're independent, but really, They use that word as an excuse to avoid giving back in a relationship. If you're always the one texting first, planning everything, or trying to keep the connection alive, it's not mutual. Jung believed that energy should flow both ways. A healthy bond honors both people. But if someone keeps taking while giving little or nothing, you end up feeling drained and unappreciated. It's not your job to carry the whole relationship by yourself. Before we go on, take a moment to check in with yourself. If some of these signs feel uncomfortably familiar, don't blame yourself. You allowed these things because you wanted to believe in love, in people, in connection. But Carl Jung's work reminds us that awareness is the first step to healing. If this video is helping you see your life more clearly, share it with someone who might need it. And if you want to support this channel and our mission to create meaningful content, your kindness truly matters. Now, let's finish with the last two behaviors you should never ignore. 9. Sarcasm. That stings. Jokes can be fun, but not when they're at your expense. Sarcasm often hides real anger or frustration. Jung pointed out that people tend to express their hidden feelings in passive ways when they don't address them directly. So, if someone constantly jokes about your flaws, your choices, or your past, they're not being funny. They're being cruel in disguise. And if you stay quiet to avoid overreacting, you begin to lose your confidence. Emotional safety fades when you're always waiting for the next jab. 10. Silent treatment as punishment. When someone suddenly stops talking to you, ignores your messages, or pulls away emotionally just to teach you a lesson, that's not maturity. That's emotional punishment. Jung would call this behavior a sign of someone being stuck in their shadow, their wounded, immature self. Instead of facing issues together, they withdraw and make you feel alone. It creates a space of fear and insecurity, where love should bring peace and comfort. And over time, you begin to feel invisible. You wonder if you did something wrong just by existing. Carl Jung didn't ask us to judge others. He encouraged us to see ourselves clearly. Real healing begins when you recognize what you've allowed for too long. Just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's healthy. When you keep excusing pain, you train your mind to accept less than you deserve. But your soul didn't come here to survive. It came to thrive. And it starts with telling the truth. This isn't care, it's control. This isn't truth, it's cruelty. This isn't love, it's damage. And I'm done carrying what was never mine. You're not being too sensitive. You're waking up. And that moment of clarity is the beginning of your freedom. If this message helped you see your situation in a new light, write a comment, even if it's just, "I choose clarity over confusion." And if you haven't already, subscribe to Carl Jung Teachings, a place for deep thoughts, emotional growth, and healing conversations. You deserve to be surrounded by people who truly see you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.